Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming. Look, after yesterday's announcement, most people think Xbox next generation will be a PC, but that's far from the case. Seems that a lot of people are confused about this. And today, well, I got some good news and not so good news. Turns out, not only Xbox, but PlayStation, yes, even Nintendo as well. Next generation will be super expensive. I mean, if we just look at the Switch launch right now, a lot of people was complaining about $500. Well, it's going to get a whole lot more expensive for the next generation of consoles. Let me explain. You know what to do. Let's go. Once again, thanks for watching, everybody. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Now, yesterday, Xbox made this huge announcement, and a lot of people think, oh, it's going to be a PC. Nah. But Xbox is absolutely doing something very interesting. They're making everything more Windows-based, and this isn't the first time this has happened. But now, with Xbox new generation, well, they're targeting a little bit of different demographic. What they're doing is integrating their Xbox game store with PC. So you're going to get Steam, possibly even GOG as well. And of course, if you have that, you have an extension, PlayStation, and you know, if you want to go through other routes, you could have Nintendo on there if you emulate. So, essentially, this new Xbox generation consoles will be able to play pretty much everything. And this is not just an Xbox trend. A lot of other companies like Xbox Game Store has been kind of hinting toward this, making like a one-stop place where everybody can be on whatever game store, and you have like one universal profile. You log into that profile and you can play with your gamers no matter what they play on. What sounds pretty sweet. Now, like I said, this presents an interesting issue for Xbox and potential problem, because they're basically putting competition into their own game store, right? You have next generation of Xbox console. It's going to be Windows based, not a PC, but Windows based, which essentially is PC. But I digress. Look, if they do this, and they're going to do this, Xbox next generation will not only have the Xbox Game Store, but you're going to have Steam on there as well, possibly GOG, which is going to cut into the profit, right? Maybe you have Xbox Game Pass, cool. But since they have a lot of third-party games, they're putting a lot of money at risk. But I think they can make up for it, because you'll have all these different avenues for you to play any of your games on your console, which is pretty cool. But how do they make up for this loss? Well, that's where the whole console comes into play. Right now, the general thing for console makers, whether it be PlayStation, Nintendo, or even Microsoft and Xbox, they usually take a loss when they create their consoles, and then they make up for it because they get more revenue when it comes to the software, the games, right? So that's how they make up for it. But they usually take a loss. It doesn't be a huge loss, maybe like $50, maybe $100, but they make up for it. But this whole philosophy is about to change. Things are changing right now. Remember right now on the Nintendo Switch 2 launch, people was really pissed off about that, even the price of games. Well, it's going to get a whole lot more expensive, right, dude? I mean, if you just think about it, when the first PlayStation 3 launched, it wasn't cheap at all, my dude. Now, back when PlayStation 3 launched, it sold for $5.99. They had a lesser version, but that was what it launched for. It was $600, bro. Plus tax, it was over $600. And way back in the day, there was the Neo Geo, just for historical purposes, which was like $650 as far as consoles is concerned. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that consoles seeing for $600 is not in our future, because the Nintendo Switch just sold for $500 and it sold pretty much like hotcakes. So, I mean, going forward, standard is going to be at least $500, if not more. And because of the way the industry is, and they always use new technology. It's not like they use old tech when they make video game consoles. They're going to have to offset that price. And because these gaming consoles is going to be expensive, well, we're going to have to take a little bit of a hit. So get ready for consoles to be a whole lot more expensive as far as the next generation of consoles. As far as the Xbox, how much it's going to cost, it's going to be at least $500. That's just in my opinion. That's how much the Nintendo Switch 2 costs. So it's at least going to be that. But if you flex in the way tariffs are and taxes are, and because they want to make up for this whole third party thing because of all the multiple stores being on their storefront, which means people potentially wouldn't be buying more things off of the Windows Store, Xbox Store, and playing games from Steam Store, because that's going to be there. Well, then they're going to have to make up for that, and that is going to be reflected in the hardware pricing. So yeah, consoles are going to be way more expensive the next generation, the next PlayStation 6, the next Xbox, whatever. And yeah, get used to it, my dude. Let me know down below what you think. Would you be spending at least $600 for the next PlayStation 6? Let's just keep it real, it's probably going to be that. And the next Xbox generation of consoles, it definitely won't be a PC, but it will be Windows based, right? I'm not saying it might not look like a PC, but it will be playing PlayStation games on there, that's for sure, and Steam games, that's 100 for sure. And that is pretty cool. But for right now, that's pretty much going to be for the video. Hope you truly enjoyed it. Now, as always, if you're new to the channel, how you doing? And welcome. Don't forget to subscribe right here at Karpo Gaming. Below the white right here, videos ranging from updates, tips and tricks, guides and news, and a whole lot more. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Once again, thank you everybody for all your love and support. And as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.